Okay, welcome to the first episode of HECKLIN Hollywood. I'm Jack. Next to me here is
Tom.
fantastic. First episode. What are we talking about today? What did we decide 2 minutes before we hit record?
We're talking about something that affects every person in our generation very heavily. Which Shrek is better? Shrek 1 or Shrek 2?
I mean, I think everybody would say Shrek 2.
Yeah, everybody says Shrek 2.
Everyone would say Shrek 2 because,
Yeah.
like, it's Shrek 2. We were watching it last night. I mean, it's
Well, yeah, we watched both.
we watched both, and I said to you and our friend Callum that I think Shrek 1 might be better, and you guys looked at me like,
Nope.
heck no.
You're wrong.
Heck no, that's insane. Why would you say that? Why would you say such blasphemy?
No.
And I still think so. We watched both, Shrek 1, Shrek 2. I still think Shrek 1 kind of has the edge. Just by a little bit, but I think it has the edge.
No.
Okay. Well,
Well, we'll get into the argument here.
why do you feel that the sequel is superior to the original? What about it speaks to you as a superior film?
Well, we got a chance to talk about this while we were watching it, so I've already formulated my argument. And my rough idea is that the first Shrek feels too much like an SNL sketch, where it just goes from sketch 1, sketch 2, sketch 3, whereas Shrek 2, it has a more cohesive through line. That's right. Like, it feels like a cinematic story being told versus just these couple skits here and there. Although the skits are good, Shrek 1 is still brilliant for the Robin Hood scene and all that, but they kind of just appear versus the potion scene when they're out in the woods. That is engraved into the story.
Woven into
more.
the story, yeah. It feels natural. Yeah, no, I remember when you said that to me, and I thought to myself, okay, I can see where you're coming from, because Shrek it's like moment to moment. It's like, here's something funny, and then immediately here's the next joke, here's the next joke. But I didn't get where it still felt like a big story to me, because it felt like what Shrek is trying to parody, which is those Disney, those original, 50s, 40s era Disney classics, where things just felt like they just did kind of happen. Any modern film, like every time Disney does a remake, they feel they need to add in like a half hour of extra like scenes and exposition, just to be like, okay, so this happened, so then this happened. When in the animated version, they just went here to here, and that's it.
Meanwhile, back at the camp.
Meanwhile, back at the dragon guarded castle, where she's being
Being what, Jack? Being what? Finish your sentence.
She's being interned. She's being interned at the castle by the evil lady dragon. There you go. That was ahead of its time.
There you go. We're
the lady dragon. That's great.
There you go.
That's great. There you go. Everything in Shrek 2, not everything, but like most things in it are just like redoing the original. Like the first, probably one of the biggest things from Shrek 1 is the fox. The wolf.
The wolf.
The wolf. Yeah, the wolf in the gown. What? Like that.
What are you doing?
That's like the first joke in the sequel. What? And they're
voiced by Christopher Walken.
What? The rock tied to his neck.
This is about Shrek, Jack. We're not bringing up Wild Mountain Time.
Why can we not? This is now a video about Wild Mountain Time. What?
No.
I think Shrek 2, it does a lot of the same beats again very well, but as I said to you, that there was something about the freshness, and that freshness still feels fresh when you go back and watch Shrek, even if you've watched Shrek 2 a bunch and then watch Shrek. I don't know how they do it, but you see the formation of things that they were going Shrek 3 and Shrek 4. I know. There's a Shrek 3. Remember Shrek?
No, there isn't. No, there's not.
We'll continue. Shrek is a trilogy.
I want to also point out the fact we're like, which is the best Shrek? And we just take the later half and push it away. And we're like, it's one of these. It's either Shrek 1 or Shrek 2. Somebody says Shrek 3.
Shrek would have been the Spider-Man trilogy of animation, where it was just first film great, second film great, possibly even better. And then the third one's like, it's fine.
You missed your mark.
There's a lot of good stuff in it. But instead they had to make Shrek 3 before they made Shrek 4.
God damn.
And that was just...
It was just god awful.
That was just terrible.
Yeah.
That was horrible. That's a discussion for another day, is how badly Shrek 3 misunderstands its franchise. But Shrek 2 is just more of the same.
Yeah.
It feels bigger. It feels more epic. But I don't know. There's like certain scenes in the original Shrek where I'm like, this just gets me. Because it's so simple.
Yeah.
And you could say Shrek 2 is simple, but I feel like they have to bring in more. And even, in the third act, it's very Deus Ex Machina, in a way. Because the third act of Shrek is like, there's that misunderstanding between Shrek and Fiona. And then, which is a very natural, misunderstanding. It doesn't feel forced. And then, Lord Farquaad comes and is like, I'm tiny. And ships them off. And then Shrek's like, and then Hallelujah plays, and you're like, oh, this is what is sad. But then Donkey comes in and is like, hey, no, I'm still here. Yeah. I'm still here. And that felt natural that he would be the one to go, here, hold on. The character that's been there the entire time. Whereas in the sequel, it's like, oh no, all hope is lost. Oh wait, remember these batch of side characters that's still taking care of Shrek's house? Yeah, they saw him on an episode of, what's it called? Knights
instead of cops.
No, Knights, pepper spray. Yeah, they have to come in, which is fine. Like it's happened so quickly, and it's still so funny that you don't care, and everything before and after is so funny that you don't care. But in terms of like you talked about how it still felt like that felt like an SNL thing.
Oh, where it's like
oh, okay, now we have to get these other group of characters to come in, and it's like the celebrity appearance. Oh no, who will help us? The Rock walks in. Do you remember President Rock?
What?
Remember like when Rock played Barack Obama? But he claims like Barack Obama would like turn into the Rock when he get angry.
No, I didn't know that.
You remember that?
No.
Put it up on screen. No,
Jamie.
You should watch it after. That was great. SNL used to be good,
So they say.
Yeah. Did you like the Elon Musk episode?
If I'm honest, it was perfectly fine for what it was. I was watching Coinbase more than the actual show. So I knew if a joke
that went down.
Yeah, so I knew if a joke landed or not because it was like, oh, it's coming back. No,
I feel like my comment, because I made a comment saying, oh man, as soon as Elon goes on the show, it's gonna skyrocket. I feel like I as a human should be put on pearly age things.
Yeah,
because that was just
that was bad.
That was like the most pearly age thing since Clint Eastwood.
Oh my god! In like the mule?
No, in general. As soon as he started talking to a chair all those years back, I was like, oh, no. This man's pearly aged. So was his brain.
Poor thing.
Speaking of Elon Musk, though, should Elon Musk play Shrek in a reboot?
I was not prepared for this question. This was not on the sheet.
If they got Mike Myers, I don't see why they couldn't get Elon Musk.
Yeah,
that can be funny.
That would be very.
Can he play? Can he play Shrek's like cousin? He could play his rich cousin.
Elon Shrek.
Elon Shrek.
Ogre Musk.
Okay. Donkey, do you smell the Ogre Musk?
Oh god.
No, that's just me. Your brother. It's like Generation X. It's just me, your cousin. Hello again.
I'm going to build a superhighway underneath the swamp.
Underneath the swamp. I'm gonna mine your swamp coin.
Yeah. Oh no.
This is what Shrek 5 is gonna be about. Yeah. Tom. This is what Shrek 5 is gonna be about.
We don't want it to exist though.
I don't think. You know who's gonna make it? Illumination.
Oh no.
That's not even a joke. They are gonna make it, Tom.
Oh god, and they're gonna make a joke about how swamp coins go to the moon, and then on the moon is like 3 minions. And I'm just like,
I'm depressed already.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm depressed already. I don't want this.
This is already a 6 out of 10 in my mind. And I don't think it can get any better.
Is it better or worse than their Grinch movie?
Oh god, yeah.
Benedict Cucumber Patch? Is that still a funny joke?
I don't
mispronouncing his name.
Haha, you got a long name. Starring Tom Kustenberg and
Jack Higgenbergers.
Oh god.
Yes, so anyway, Shrek 1 and Shrek 2.
Shrek 1 and Shrek 2. Wrap it back.
We're going to round it back. So Supernatural. That show ended recently.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. I feel like there was better side characters.
Where were we
in
on Shrek 1 and Shrek 2? Yeah, no, I threw it back. I threw SNL right back at your face. I was like, no, if anything, the third act of Shrek 2 kind of feels like an SNL.
If anything, they all feel like SNL, but some of them just hit better than others.
It's almost like the main character of Shrek was literally created for an SNL character.
Yeah, and not Mike Myers.
And it
was for Chris Farley.
Chris Farley, yeah. Isn't there like footage?
Yeah, there's test footage for it.
There's test footage, and he was pretty good.
He was
pretty good.
Very high energy.
Chris Farley, man. I was thinking about that last night because like I couldn't remember his name, but I was like, yeah, they wanted to get the Uncle Buck. Is it Uncle Buck?
Who's this? Is that Chris Farley?
Is that Chris Farley or is that some other guy?
I don't know.
I think it's another guy.
I only know Chris Farley as the guy who lives in a van down by the river.
Down by the river.
Gonna end up living in a van down by the river. Oh God.
Chris Farley also is in that great song that Adam Sandler wrote.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember we were so shocked by that?
Man, Adam Sandler just comes out of nowhere and be like, I've been making trash for the past 10 years and I'm going to make a special so it's live and it's going to be okay. Or even better than okay. We actually enjoyed ourselves on it compared to like Murder Mystery or whatever it was called, like Boat Party. What have you found?
Oh no, nothing. Nothing.
You're just Googling here.
No, I'm literally just like looking up Chris Farley, and I was like, what has he been in? He was in Billy Madison as the bus driver.
Yes.
He was also in Wayne's World as the security guard.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, then I got caught off. Like, he recorded 85% of his
voice lines
of his voice lines for Shrek. 95% according to some sources.
Ooh.
So
that was
there is literally like at pretty much you get a Chris Farley imitator, and that could have been finished.
We need a Farley cut.
I don't know. Do you think it was like, because they say here it's like they wouldn't use Farley's voice because it would be in bad taste. Do you think rather it was just we need somebody who's big to go out and promote it, and they can't. They can't have Cameron Diaz go out, Eddie Murphy and Cameron Diaz having awkward banter.
We're in 3 scenes together.
they need to have Chris Farley come out behind them down by the river.
Yeah,
and like have big funny, like, because that's gonna get because he's gonna do crazy shit on the press junket
on the tours.
Yeah, it's all motivated by money. I don't think they give a fuck.
Yeah,
DreamWorks.
I don't know.
I'm sure.
I feel like it could go either way because DreamWorks, especially around that time. Like, Shrek in itself was a complete spit in the face compared to most modern, like, big films at the time, the animated ones.
I mean, Shrek was literally designed because Jeff Katzenberg lost his job at Disney.
Yeah.
And then he was
I'm going to make something even better.
Shrek is literally born out of utter bitterness.
Mm-hmm.
There is, like, for a film that is so earnest and honest and so, like, emotionally, bare with itself, it's the creation of an utter bitter man. It is.
he's legitimately like, fuck you guys, I can do a better job all by myself. He goes off.
Wasn't Katzenberg the guy who also made what's that? You remember that short one? Quibi. Did he make Quibi? Do you remember Quibi?
No.
Quibi was like this. The thought process behind Quibi was, we're gonna make this streaming platform. That,
yes, Quibi. Yeah, the app.
Yeah, like Snapchat and all this. But instead, we're going to make like really short 5-minute videos.
Yeah.
That are like films. And I'm like,
is that Katzenberg?
I think that was Katzenberg. Yeah, Jeffrey Katzenberg, founder.
Jesus.
Yeah. It was founded August 2018 and it dissolved in December 1st, 2020. It was an utter failure.
Well, you can't win them all.
I mean, did they get any? Oh, hold on. It was announced that Roku was in advanced talks to acquire rights to Quibi's library. Roku officially announced all of Quibi's 75 programs would be streamed on their platform free, ad-supported channels. Roku acquired the content from Quibi for an amount less than $100 million. That's fucking cheap.
Yeah, that's cheap.
That's cheap. They got 75 programs for less than the cost of half of a blockbuster.
Honestly, I feel like, especially in big business terms, like that's the equivalent of like a Netflix monthly subscription to pay that off.
That's pretty good, actually.
I'd pay that.
Reactions to Quibi were mixed and negative. While most of the service's original programming received positive reviews. Can I talk? The service itself was criticized for its paid mobile-only focus. That was the weird thing to me. I get like the thought process behind it originally, where it's like, okay, we want people to watch this on the go, so why would we want to have them like on laptops and things like that? Like those, those aren't really whip out, in like a doctor's office. You're waiting. Oh, I'll watch a quick wee bit of. But then in my mind, all I'm thinking is, well, can't people just watch like a little 5-minute episode? But that's what. Never even mind that. That's what YouTube is for.
Yeah.
That's YouTube. YouTube isn't really narrative content for the most part. There's not a lot of narrative content compared to vlogs or how-tos, or podcasts. It's a lot of different kinds of content that's not really narrative focused. So maybe I get the idea that he's like, oh, well, let's try and bring narrative down to that. Literally create a short film streaming platform. But I don't think people want that, because as you can see, the reason why people upload videos to YouTube that are over 10 minutes is not just because that YouTube wants you to be on the platform for longer. It's that people generally like longer videos. They like to stick on a video, eat their dinner, do something in the background. They don't want to keep having to go back and searching for a new video because it only lasts 5 minutes. I see an hour and a half long video of my favorite YouTuber saying, oh, and here's my apology and here's all the drama, and I'm just like, I'm there, hour and a half.
Yeah, you're getting cozy going.
I'm getting cozy. I'm like, sweet. Like every time Red Letter Media comes out with a
hell
video,
yeah,
I'm like, sweet.
I know.
I love that long form content. I don't know if I want to sit down and watch a 5-minute video, which is bad because there's some great videos. But then I think we've turned on videos that are clearly from like Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, that are in that 0 to 60 second range, but they don't feel at home on YouTube. It's weird. Like, I don't know about you, but did you feel that the other night whenever we were switching through videos? And it was like, it didn't feel as natural as turning on like a longer form video. It feels like, I should be showing somebody on this phone.
That's the thing. Whenever I end up watching videos in those short form nature, like TikToks, I end up watching them in compilations rather than just watching them with the separate uploads. So I don't use the TikTok app at all, but I will watch compilations that are like 20 to 30 minutes on YouTube, and just watch them all in one go, because it's easier to sit back, relax, and see it like a curated compilation versus having to try and search it all myself.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. But that's something that you have to do. Whereas something like TikTok, or even
whenever you're on
Instagram Reels, it's like, here's content that we think you'd like, and you just swipe through.
Yeah.
And I feel like those are the only platforms where that really happens, because on YouTube they give you like, oh, here's your recommendeds, but you won't just go, oh, here's the next one, and I'll watch the next one, because it is just longer form content, and you're more likely to sit there and watch anything. So I think maybe that's the reason as well, is that they have all this programming, and they're like, well, it's only 5 minutes each. Or however long it was, so let's just put a load of content on there, and people will probably watch close to everything on there because it's so short and it doesn't take a lot out of your day. But if anything, I think people would just be like, well, if I'm going to spend an hour watching Quibi content, I'll just stick on an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm or something, or Friends.
Oh yeah,
if you like Friends.
To quickly segue off of the dead meme,
we're gonna talk about the reunion now, aren't we?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Shrek 3.
We're gonna featuring friends. I'll be there for you. Don't care.
Jesus, I'm gonna cause a spit take here.
That's what she said. What?
Oh, fair play.
Okay, the Friends reunion. You watched it?
Yeah, I watched it.
What did you think of it?
Well, no, that's all I have to say.
That's all you have to say. I mean, it did bring out the best meme.
Yeah.
Probably in this year, if not the last couple of years.
Within this quarter.
Within this quarter of the world. If you're watching from anywhere that's not, even maybe Ireland, like this, like Northern Ireland, like you have to be here. I don't know if the South can really understand this.
Well, no, partly the South.
Oh, is the South getting it as well? I don't know. It feels so... It feels so northern, which makes me sick to my stomach to say, but I have to be honest with myself. No, it feels really like northern. I don't know if the southern, but apparently they do.
Yeah, they vibe with it.
So yes, if you're in Ireland, fantastic. Anywhere else, probably not. Although I feel like Texas maybe has a little bit of
Texas.
I don't know. I've kind of came to the conclusion that like just a really salt of the earth Irishman and a really salt of the earth Texan probably have a lot in common and probably would get along swimmingly. I said that about our friend's dad the other day. I was like, he would be right at home in Texas.
He would just be there.
He would be right at home, just shooting things.
That's it.
Being idiotic, playing music loud until the early hours of the morning. I don't know if Texas like Billy Joel.
Well, we like Billy.
We like Billy Joel.
So
because Piano Man sounds Irish. But
Piano Man's
great.
Not.
That's the real reason.
It sounds Irish.
Billy Joel just said, "Oh, I fucking hate it. It's nothing but limericks," and every Irish person just rose up, being like, "The fuck's wrong with limericks?"
Yeah.
What the fuck are you saying, Billy Joel?
It's one of those things you never ask for, but as soon as it's taken away, you're like, "Where is it? Where's my limericks?"
Where's I've misplaced my limericks.
Oh god, how can I handle all these limericks?
I don't know. I mean, Matt LeBlanc seemed to be the only person there, like actually, like legitimately having fun.
Yeah,
like
that
everybody.
Was the strangest
Jennifer
part.
Aniston seemed broadly stupid. Like all the women except for maybe what's her name? Who plays Phoebe?
I remembered her name and then I forgot it. Damn it. Oh yeah.
Oh, Lisa Kudrow.
Lisa Kudrow
just seems like really like chill.
Yeah.
She seems like really chill, and she's like, and then she had to like sing "Smelly Cat" with Lady Gaga, and that was like embarrassing.
That was strange.
Terrible.
That does bring up the point. I said to you while I was watching it, the whole thing felt like I was dead, and somebody was trying to summarize what like life looked like. Matt, it was like somebody was celebrating that toast pops, and I was like, why is this the big thing everybody's getting excited about? Like I felt like in an alternate reality where I was like, why is the song "Smelly Cat" the most popular thing we can show the fans? And I was just, and then it was like Lady Gaga comes in, a choir comes in, and I was like, this was just a one-off joke from like 10 years ago.
It never came back, did it?
It never came back.
Yeah, so it's in one episode.
Yeah. From what I believe, they don't even call back to it itself in the show. Like while it was being shown, they saw in like whatever season, they were like, people really like Smelly Cat. Let's bring it back in like season 8. From what I know, they don't do that. So it seems strange then to have that be like the crescendo of like the music in it.
I don't know. It just felt like studio executives who've never seen an episode of Friends in their lives, because studio executives just like they watch the most minimal amount of shit they can. They'll literally go out and listen to one song off a Katy Perry, new album and go, okay, that's what kids like these days. Like they're so busy, and I don't begrudge them. They're so busy, and they just don't have time to like dive into the lexicon of like what's popular.
Yeah.
But it felt like, okay, Friends. If we're doing a reunion, it's an hour and a half long. The cast don't want to do a new episode or a new season or whatever. It has to be like a reunion special. What do we put in? Well, visit the set, obviously. We need to have James Corden do it.
Yeah, of course.
Because apparently James Corden has to fucking do everything.
Yeah.
And it's really annoying. I don't even hate James Corden, but I would hate anybody seeing him that much.
Yeah.
It's like Ryan Seacrest. I'm like, I don't want to ever see that man ever again. He wasn't even he just everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't even know how he was here, but he never was. But I just feel like I've seen him. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't want to see Ryan Seacrest ever. Either that or Dermot O'Leary. I never want to see Dermot O'Leary. I never want to see Dermot O'Leary ever again. That's why I don't have TV, just in case Dermot sneaks on. He sneaks on.
But, I got you.
You've just been O'Leary'd. But so visit the set, James Corden, and then it's like, oh, we need like a musical performance, and instead of just having the band, who sang the theme song come on and sing "I'll Be There for You," they have Smelly Cat. Yeah, because I guess they needed to have like the cast members, and of course they had to have like Joey and Chandler's sit on the couch and do the whole whoa. Yeah, remember that? And it's like it just feels so like cynical. Like I would have been interested. Me and Callum actually said this. We would have been really interested in just hearing how Friends came to be. Yeah. What interview the creatives, which they kind of did, but not enough. They were like, okay, well we chose this person because they were a bit, we don't know, like they hadn't do much acting before, but we saw something in them, and okay, that's really interesting. Just watching the cast, and then they do a read over, but then it's not even like a straight read of that
Yeah.
script. It's like they cut it between the episodes or the episode that it's in, and they do that multiple times. And I'm like, you're really struggling to fill. And then they bring out random people. They just bring out random people. David Beckham was there, literally just to be like, hey, well, I like Friends.
Yeah,
I
it was
like
the
Friends.
same with BTS.
Yeah,
It was
why
like
are BTS there?
They helped us learn English, and I was like, okay.
Or when
Good.
or when they had that massive, when they tried to like say that Friends is like actually like really groundbreaking in its diversity or whatever, and I'm like, you were a show in the 90s, okay? Like diversity was not expected of you.
Yeah.
It wasn't expected of any show really. Like when the most like I suppose, you know, gay, you know, upping show, you know, the ones that, you know, really supported the gays, is like Will and Grace. It's like, okay, you don't have a high bar to clear, you know, and like I don't know why they pushed that. I'm like, that's not your place. And I know people like have what's it called whenever people they look back on something, it's like rose tinted glasses.
Yes.
They have the rose tinted glasses, whereas like if you grew up as an LGBTQ person, then you might look back on Friends as a, oh no, it's actually like this, and you might see things that aren't really there, which is fair enough. That's your personal, you know, that's your personal feeling on it. But the show itself trying to put that on, I'm like, no.
Apparently, who was it? The character Chandler in the initial pilot was supposed to be openly gay and was the gay character. Something to do with the script changes or the way Chandler and Monica ended up getting along. They wanted to step away from that.
Like maybe like he was gonna come out in later seasons. Like that was the plan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, not openly gay, but that type of thing where he was still...
He is or he isn't, and then they might, if they can, down the line. I mean,
have an opening. Yeah, you can see it happen.
I've definitely seen that. I mean, you see that in like interviews with cinema legends all the time, like Casablanca. Who's next to Humphrey Bogart? In Casablanca, you've got Humphrey Bogart, and then who's the other guy? He was also played the played the Wolfman, I think.
Oh, I'm not good at names.
I'm gonna have to
look
that up. But he was written to be gay. He was written gay coded as a character, but of course you couldn't directly say it. Claude Rains. So yeah, you kind of put it in there, but I don't feel like, I don't know. You could say because he's very, you know, but like I could say the same thing for Joey.
That's
like
true.
Joey could have easily been gay. Fucking Lisa Kudrow's character, fucking Phoebe could have been gay.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's a lot
Very easily.
I don't think Ross could, because Ross was too.
No,
boring.
well that was kind of...
The gays would never have accepted.
Yeah, there was a real problem. Like a lot of Ross's character is, I want to be perceived as this manly stereotype, and then all the comedy comes from him not living up to that.
Yeah,
like divorced 3 times is a significant problem for
I don't
him.
even remember. Was he divorced 3 times?
3 times. The first one.
How old? He's like in his 20s, isn't he? In that show.
Yeah,
like that's the whole thing. It's meant to be like friends in their 20s when they all live together.
Pretty much.
How do you get divorced 3 times in your mid 20s?
First one, his wife comes out and is a lesbian.
Rough.
So she's still around with her partner then, and there's
sure
a lot.
That gave him real like. Oh wait, yes, I remember. Yeah, like yeah, Kim Elizabeth. I remember that character.
Yeah. Then the second one, he's marrying the British girl, I believe, and he says Rachel's name at the altar.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, and then they get divorced. And the third one is Rachel. They get drunk and they get married in Vegas. And then Rachel wants to get an annulment, and there's a whole episode about Rachel wanting to get an annulment, and then Ross being like, "I just didn't get it," and Lisa Kudrow's character Phoebe being like, "Why did you not get it?" It was like, "This was a mistake. You both want the annulment," and he's like, "I just don't like the idea of 3 divorces."
To be fair.
That's the whole plot of the story, is like him saying like, all I hear is 3 divorces, and I was like, okay, you alright, mate?
I mean, I feel like that's why sitcoms are so strange to me, is that like you see it in like any other kind of show that's not a sitcom. I feel like as soon as you say 3 camera setup, automatically every character has to be insanely zany and over the top, even if they're meant to be the straight one. Straight as in...
Yeah, the straight man. Like
the straight man, not straight as in sexuality.
Yeah.
Boring. Yeah, like it's the same thing like The Big Bang Theory. Like I've seen Kelly Cuoco, is that her name? Kelly Cuoco.
Yeah.
I saw her in a bit of that, The Flight Attendant. I didn't watch much, but like I could see her and go,
Yeah.
you're a good actor. And I've seen Jim Parsons, who plays Sheldon. I've seen him in other
Yes.
stuff, and I was thinking,
He
he could be quite good. But it's like you put them on these sitcoms, and automatically it's just oh hello.
That's the second mic bump we've got.
It's just massive. It's just huge, and you're like, that's good for maybe 20 minutes. But like I don't know how people binge watch.
Yeah.
These things, even like watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is like, you know, single camera, you know, mockumentary almost. That's just so much more like it's zany situations, probably far zanier than you would get in, you know, most episodes of a sitcom. But everyone's just so grounded. Everyone's just so I don't give a fuck. Like, oh, I guess it's like real problems mixed with zany shit, but everyone just like reacts normally, and that's what's funny to me.